Welcome back to the deep dive, everyone. We know you're all about leveling up, getting that edge in performance and well-being. And let's face it, who has the time to sift through endless research papers?
Right. Nobody.
Exactly. So that's where we come in. Today, we're zeroing in on something that's been a cornerstone in fitness for years, backed by a mountain of scientific evidence. Creatine.
Creatine supplementation. Yeah, and when we talk about evidence, we mean it. We're looking at over 200 years of research on this naturally occurring compound.
2 centuries. Wow.
That's more than just a trend, that's a serious track record.
Okay, listeners, today's mission is simple. We're going deep on an evidence-based article from PhysioHub, dissecting the key insights on creatine, how it works in your body, who benefits the most, the real evidence-based risks, and the best ways to use it.
If you've ever even considered creatine or just want to grasp the science behind it, this is for you.
No jargon, just the facts.
This PhysioHub article does a great job of breaking it all down. And, it's not just about packing on muscle. The potential benefits go way beyond that.
Yeah, let's get into what creatine actually does. The article highlights a few key impacts.
So the most established function, as the article points out, is improving sports performance. That's where most of the research has focused, and the findings are super solid.
Okay.
But it also hints at some really exciting possibilities for brain health, even neurological conditions, and overall muscle growth.
Interesting. So for your workouts, how does creatine actually improve performance? We're talking lean body mass, power, strength, the things you're all working towards.
Exactly. The article breaks down a few key mechanisms. First, it increases the storage of phosphocreatine in your muscles. Now, phosphocreatine, think of that as your quick energy reserve for intense activity.
Got it.
Secondly, it speeds up ATP synthesis. ATP, that's your cell's primary energy currency. More ATP means more power on demand.
Makes sense.
And third, it can actually shorten your recovery time between high-intensity sets.
Oh, that's huge. So you can get back to pushing your limits faster.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there. The article also points to a few other potential benefits like better cell hydration, nutrient absorption, and even helping your body get rid of waste products during workouts. It's a more holistic effect than just pure energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyone out there who's into weightlifting or sprinting, listen up. The article specifically emphasizes creatine's effectiveness for short bursts of intense exercise. They reference WAX from 2021 and Cooper's research in 2012. Why is it so good for those activities?
It all comes back to that rapid ATP regeneration we talked about. During short, maximum effort bursts, your body leans heavily on the phosphocreatine system to quickly replenish ATP. So by having more creatine stored as phosphocreatine, your muscles can maintain that high power output for a bit longer, which can make a real difference in your performance.
That extra edge. Now, the article does mention that the impact on endurance exercise isn't as clear, and there's a note about a possible increase in body mass. They cite DeMont from 99 and Williams in 98, so why the less certain effect on endurance, and what's the deal with the weight gain?
Well, with endurance activities, your body's energy demands are spread out over a longer time. You rely more on different energy systems, particularly the oxidative system, which uses oxygen to produce energy over time. So that immediate ATP boost from creatine becomes less crucial. And as for the weight gain, it's mostly due to increased water retention in your muscle cells. It can contribute to muscle fullness, but it might not be ideal for endurance athletes where lighter weight is often better.
Interesting. So let's shift to muscle growth. The article links creatine to resistance training, highlighting its role in protein synthesis and muscle formation. They mentioned Farshid Farr in 2017 and Chilibek also from 2017, so it's not just about that initial power boost then.
Right. That power boost lets you train harder and lift heavier, which does lead to muscle growth over time, but creatine also seems to directly impact muscle protein synthesis. It helps create a better environment for growth and repair within the muscle tissue itself.
So there's a two-pronged effect. Now, one thing that really stood out to me was the benefits for older adults.
Yeah, Chilibek's research in 2017 showed significant gains in lean muscle mass and strength in older adults using creatine.
Wow.
This is crucial for maintaining mobility, independence, and quality of life as we age.
Absolutely. And it's important to remember, as the article points out, everyone responds differently.
For sure. Genetics, training status, diet, all these things can influence how you respond to creatine.
Okay, let's talk about a topic that always comes up with supplements and potential risks. What does the research say about creatine safety?
Well, this is interesting because, contrary to some popular beliefs, the research actually paints a pretty positive picture for healthy people. The article highlights Grengen's findings in 2020, showing no major side effects in women. which aligns with earlier studies by Portmans in 2000 and Kim in 2011, who also found no harmful effects in healthy individuals.
Okay, that's good news for a lot of people, but the article does mention some warnings, specifically about kidney health, citing Kim from 2011 and Devani Davari in 2018. What should people be aware of here?
Yeah, this is super important. The caution is specifically for people who already have kidney disease or are at risk of kidney problems.
Right.
For them, high-dose creatine could potentially worsen existing issues.
So the takeaway is, while it's generally safe for healthy individuals, if you have any concerns about your kidneys, talk to your doctor before you even think about using creatine.
Exactly. And the article stresses that while short-term safety looks good, more research is always needed to fully understand the long-term effects, especially in vulnerable groups.
Makes sense. Okay, let's get practical. When and how much creatine should you take? The article says creatine monohydrate is the go-to form. Why is that?
Creatine monohydrate is the most studied form. Almost all the studies that prove its effectiveness and safety use this form. Plus, it's usually the most affordable.
Makes sense. And they recommend a two-phase approach, loading and maintenance. Can you explain that?
Sure. The loading phase is meant to boost creatine levels in your muscles quickly. The article suggests taking about 0.3 grams per kilogram of body weight per day for 5 to 7 days, based on Hall's 2013 research. This higher initial dose helps saturate your muscles with creatine.
And then?
Once your creatine levels are up, you shift to a lower maintenance dose.
Okay.
The article recommends around 0.03 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, based on MESA's 2002 findings.
So this lower dose helps maintain the benefits. The article mentions that this loading maintenance strategy consistently improves performance in high-intensity exercise, citing Bembin in 2005. So this is the way to go for optimal results.
Absolutely. The research is clear that this is how you maximize your creatine levels and enhance your performance in activities that rely on readily available energy.
What about timing? The article mentions that it might not be crucial, but taking it post-workout during the loading phase could be slightly better for faster absorption. So what's the advice here?
Generally, being consistent with your creatine intake is probably more important than the exact timing. However, there's some evidence that taking it around your workout, especially after exercising during the loading phase, might lead to slightly better absorption due to increased blood flow and nutrient uptake. But don't stress too much about the exact timing. Focus on taking it regularly.
Okay, we've covered a lot. To wrap up, what are the key expert recommendations from PhysioHub that people should remember?
So the article's experts stress that creatine is a well-researched supplement proven to enhance performance in short, high-intensity exercise. It boosts energy and supports muscle growth.
And the warning about kidney health.
Right, super important. If you have any kidney problems, avoid high-dose creatine and absolutely consult your doctor before starting.
Can't emphasize that enough. And the recommended protocol.
They recommend the loading phase, followed by the maintenance dose to optimize your creatine levels and get the most out of it.
So, for anyone considering creatine, weigh the potential benefits against any personal risk factors, understand the correct usage, and as the article recommends, talk to your doctor or a qualified medical advisor before starting, especially if you have any health conditions.
Absolutely. Make informed choices based on the science.
All right, that's our deep dive into creatine supplementation. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here. It's always good to understand the science behind these performance and wellness strategies.
And now for a final thought. If creatine, a seemingly simple, natural substance, can impact us in so many ways, from muscle function to potential brain benefits, what other natural compounds might be out there with untapped potential for improving our performance and health? It's something to ponder until our next deep dive.